Joseph Smith translation is?
No.
You gotta keep your shirt down.
Know that it's something in the Bible. I'm not sure what it is though. There's also Joseph Smith Matthew, whatever that is.
That's part of the Joseph Smith translation. Okay, Neely, we're not singing while we're doing scriptures. Okay, let's read this. It says, because many plain and precious truths were lost from the Bible over the centuries, the Lord commanded Joseph Smith to make an inspired revision of the Bible, known as the Joseph Smith translation. Many revisions made by the prophet are included in the appendix of the Latter-day Saints edition of the Scriptures. The LDS edition of the King James Version of the Bible also contains footnotes with the prophet's revisions. Joseph Smith's translation of Matthew 24, known as Joseph Smith Matthew, can be found in the Pearl of Great Price. And then it talks about some places where we can get some more information. So why do you think that some things were lost from the Bible over the years?
Well, maybe pages were taken out of it.
Yeah. So like back
things happened. Rewrites, lost details.
yeah, they used to have it so that you could just like print things off really easily or like make a photocopy of things. So our scriptures, a lot of like what we find in the New Testament is letters that that the apostles wrote to different church congregations or to just different people. And then people liked them so much that they would copy them or pass them around.
Well, do you think the Bible was originally written in English?
No.
No. What was the Bible written in?
I think it was written in many different languages.
There was multiple languages. There's two main languages.
Probably one was language used by the Hebrews.
Yeah.
Which is called
Hebrew.
Hebrew.
What do you think the other one would be? Where? Do you remember who was ruling when Jesus was born? Who ruled the area? Do you know?
Also Jewish.
No, the Jews and the
Jews
Hebrews.
and Hebrews, that's the same thing. So Jews are the people,
different.
and they speak Hebrew. Yep.
But you can also call them
Hebrews as
so
well.
it's just
Just
different
the same
words
name.
for the same people.
Yep. So, do you remember what happened? Where did Mary? Yeah, Caesar Augustus. Roman, yeah. Do you know what language they used though?
Italian?
No.
Wait, no, that's not even a language.
That's
That's a butt thingy.
That's
So
a
that's
lot.
cute.
Latin.
Yeah, but at the time they used Greek.
Oh.
Yeah, the Romans used a lot of things from the Greeks, especially even their language. So lots of the Bible, especially the Old Testament, was primarily Hebrew, but good chunks of the New Testament were written in Greek.
Oh.
So when people decided to translate the Bible into different languages, like English, they had to make decisions about what words mean. And sometimes they didn't always get them right. Or sometimes they made changes because the church at the time had different doctrines. Because the church that existed when the Bible was translated into English, they didn't believe the exact same things that the apostles and Jesus taught. So they made some slight changes.
Just some slight ones,
But significant enough that Joseph Smith, who was able to receive revelation, was able to clarify what God intended and what God meant by those verses.
Things got
Yeah.
some more things got lost.
But we're talking about this one. So Joseph Smith tried to go through and find those places where things were not quite right, and he would pray. Heavenly Father would tell him, hey, this word should have been translated more like this, or You know, they left like a whole bunch of verses out here that really belong in here. That's why, that's what happened with Joseph Smith Matthew, right? That there's such a significant portion of that that was kind of missing or mixed up that it's kind of, they made it its own book. Or just that one chapter.
For Matthew.
Yeah.
Yeah, but not for all of Matthew, for just Matthew chapter 24.
Maybe there's an example verse we can refer to.
Matthew 24
Probably.
was so many.
Oh, okay, so here's one. So in Luke 2, the first footnote
Uh-huh.
says, "And it came to pass in these days that there went out a decree from Caesar Augustus that all the world should be taxed." That if you click on the world,
2.
yes, right? Yeah, you click
Yeah,
right there.
that would have been.
Okay.
And if you click on the world,
All the world should be taxed.
see, and they changed it so that instead of all the world, it says his empire. Right? Which isn't like a huge change, but the way that it was translated before, Caesar Augustus did not have the power to tax the whole world. He taxed people in China,
He couldn't
Australia.
tax people.
but everyone
Couldn't
within
tax
his empire
people
could be
in-
taxed.
He couldn't tax people
Yeah.
in the Antarctica. Not that there were people in Antarctica.
Oh, and also, this is interesting. So, the Greek for tax, if you click on tax, is that it's not so much like taxed, like we think, the top right there. It says the
Yeah.
Greek is that they're enrolled or registered. So it was kind of more like they were taking a census
or
than
counting people.
that they were charging everyone money for living within the empire.
Yeah.
So it can be really interesting when you are reading the
So
Scriptures.
The tax.
To read
sometimes things won't make a lot of sense.
Maybe the tax should be replaced with counted or something.
Yeah, that would counted would probably have been a
Good way of saying it.
better.
But I wouldn't be surprised if they got taxed too.
Probably at the same time.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So let me read it.
So let it be done. Boom.
Bailey's already